So if you guys haven't heard, Diddy has been found guilty on 2 out of the 5 counts he was being charged with. And before you guys be like, hell yeah, guilty baby, the justice system got another one. You have to realize that our justice system is just a glorified special needs class, and that he was found guilty on 2 of the charges that don't mean shit when compared to the other ones. He was found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. And it's like, dog, an Uber driver is accidentally guilty of that at least once a week. They're like, alright, you're at your desk. Why are you guys naked? Like, saying he's guilty of transporting a prostitute but not sexual trafficking is like saying someone is guilty of buying marijuana and not weed. No, yeah, there's a big difference. One of them's illegal. You can't be smoking weed around my kid. And what's even worse is that by the time this video comes out, he might already be released on bail, even though he is still facing 20 years in jail.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
But obviously, he wasn't guilty of the charges everyone was hoping he was guilty of, so there's no reason to waste any more time and money and just let him be on house arrest or whatever at his own home. Like, when you look at everything he was facing, this is not even a slap on the wrist. This is like a kiss on the cheek. He got the Godfather favor from Marlon Brando. And the worst people you know are going to celebrate this as if it's a win for the music industry. Like Boosie here.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this shit for hip-hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man.
If he was white, you wouldn't have even knew his name, let alone be making a video defending him. He's acting like there's not a video of Diddy beating up his girlfriend, showing the kind of person he really is when no one's around. And let's not forget that the people they pick to be on the jury for these high-profile cases have been known to be some of the dumbest people ever, letting some of the worst people in the world go free as if there wasn't an overwhelming amount of evidence against them. Like, what was the actual point of saying he was guilty of trying to have sex with a prostitute? Prostitution is legal in Nevada, meaning that while it's still looked at negatively by most of us, there's still going to be people who be like, you just forgot that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, you know what I mean? Including prostitutes. Silly mistake on his part, we'll let it slide. Silly mistake. Like, what he was actually found guilty of specifically was hiring a male prostitute to fly around and have sex with his girlfriend Cassie, which is exactly what was said by someone who everyone thought was crazy for claiming he was part of such activities.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business.
But this makes no sense because it says that Cassie herself said that she felt she had no choice but to go to hotels and homes and perform in these freak-offs in which they'd have sex with other men as Combs watched and recorded them. So I guess the jury heard that and was like, is there, Your Honor, is there going to be a video evidence played for the court? No? Well, then this will definitely affect how I judge this trial. And the judge is like, I'm the one judging the trial. But basically, Diddy is still a piece of shit. It's just now everyone who doesn't read any further into this than this graphic are going to be like, I told you so. I told you he was innocent. I told you so. Like, it says that outside the courtroom, a woman removed her wig while a man drizzled baby oil on her from a nearby ledge. I hope whoever that was has a daughter, and she grows up to be successful. More successful than she could ever imagine. First woman to be the richest person in the world. And then she has a daughter. And she grows up and experiences the same thing Cassie did with Diddy. When you guys try to put that guy away forever, I'm gonna remind her that her grandma wanted to mock the victims who went through exactly what she did. And then I wake up from the dream and then I write that I'm gonna say that in a video that I make. But just knowing how many people were making memes and stupid videos about Diddy and the baby oil and everything, all before the trial even started, it's only going to get worse from here on out. Because there are people who are literally going to be like, thank God he wasn't a sex trafficker. And you're like, well, what about him forcing his wife to have sex with other men? Thank God he wasn't a sex trafficker. Well, what about the video of him beating up his wife? Thank God he isn't a sex trafficker. The only good thing that came about this is that he still has more cases to deal with, but obviously it's going to be a lot more easier to go through them. But this is a loss for normal people everywhere. I hate conspiracy theories, but obviously him being as rich as he is helped with this a lot. And I know, what about all the other famous people who actually went to jail? Show me one time where the guy on trial was as famous as Diddy and he got the same treatment as him. Actually, don't show me. There's probably a bunch of times, but you know what I mean. Like I said though, many people are going to see this and ignore these on purpose just so they can be like, see, I told you he was innocent. Thank God he's not a sex trafficker. But yeah guys, no video tomorrow because I have to go to Dodger Stadium and get these limited edition One Piece hats and One Piece cards. Get 2 of them because I got 2 tickets. But because there's no video tomorrow, there will be one later today. Peace.